Hi, my name is Andy Farrow. I look after sales for Celestion, and I'm going to talk a little bit about how we upgrade speakers in your guitar amplifier. So there are several things you need to pay attention to in the world of speakers, and making sure that you put the right speaker in your amp and you get the right match. And we're just going to run through some of the key things. The first thing is the overall diameter, the size of the unit. The one in my hand is a 12-inch Neo Creamback from Celestion. This one has got 8 holes in the chassis, so you need to pay attention to the fact that the holes need to line up with the studs in the cabinet. Most amps are either using 4 screws or 8 screws. Some of the older amps actually have a stud that sticks out in the back of the cabinet. And again, the 12-inch is a particular popular size and will fit in most amplifiers. Obviously other guitar speakers are 10-inch guitar speakers. We do a 15-inch guitar speaker. So size is the first thing to pay attention to. Second thing is power handling. This particular speaker I have in my hand is a 60-watt Celestion speaker. The Celestion rating on power is based on a series of AES standard tests that we do to approve the speaker for that power rating. 60 watts, it will take more than 60 watts in the real world. What will it take? Well, to be fair, you know, if you were putting a pair of these in a 2x12 cabinet, immediately that then becomes 120 watt as a cabinet. So again, you could put any amplifier you like on there, really, which, as long as you're being safe and not going too crazy. The more power you put into it, sometimes the better they perform and you get the sweet spot quicker. Again, if you're doing gig levels and you're turning it to 11, yeah, you don't want to make sure you don't smoke it for sure. Other key things to pay attention to is, you know, there's a plus and a minus on the tag panel when you connect it up. These units can be used obviously single in a combo, where you'll just have literally a plus and a minus lead. In a dual 2x12 combo, they might be series connection or they could be parallel connection. So as an example of that, if you had 2 8-ohm speakers in series in a 2x12 combo, you'd double the impedance. So the 2 8-ohm speakers become a 16-ohm load to the amplifier. So you need to make sure that the transformer setting on the amp is set to 16 ohms in that case. If you had 2 8-ohm speakers wired in parallel, that will drop down to half. So it will then be a 4-ohm load. So you'd need to make sure you had the 4-ohm tap on your amplifier. It's really important that you match the impedance to the settings on the amp so that you don't damage your amplifier and your equipment, and also to get the speakers sounding as they should sound. Other things to pay attention to, obviously, as I said, I mentioned size on the diameter. You physically need to make sure so for example here I have an Alnico Cream, which is a 90-watt speaker. This has a bell cover because the Alnico magnet is a bit deeper. So you would need to make sure that there's room with the tubes, and you know, it's not going to physically hit anything when you put it in. So again, that could be a restriction on the speaker that you use. If this one doesn't fit, you know what, in the Creamback family, here we have one with the Neo magnet, and it's much smaller and it's going to fit in easier. So size is a key thing. We talked about power handling, we talked about impedance, we talked about the wiring, plus and minus, and whether it's series, parallel. They're all the key things. So if you want to upgrade your speaker in your amplifier, you can have a look on Celestion.com and have a look at Speaker World. There's a whole document on there that shows you the key attributes to look at. And when you're ready to buy something, please check out AmericanMusical.com for all your favorite Celestion speakers.